I love that. I just love that you even have that. So to me, it really means that we have so many possibilities that no matter what challenge you're dealing with, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, you can still get through it. And there's always something to learn or experience. And I believe that, a lot of people have invisible illnesses. Like I work with a lot of clients with brain injury, and you wouldn't know that they had a brain injury.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Infinite Abilities Podcast. I am your host, Nick Yerhart, and we are here to encourage each other to find our own unique abilities. Let's go. All right, everyone. So today we have Diane, and I just want to jump right into it because we have a lot to talk about and not enough time. So, Diane, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, thank you for having me today, Nick. It's a pleasure to be here. A little bit about me is I've been in the counseling world for over 20 years, started off as a counselor working at college, then slowly transitioned into drug and alcohol, and then working with traumatic brain injury with substance abuse. So I was doing that for about 15 years, teaching college at Montclair State University here in New Jersey for about 17 years. And now currently I'm doing a mix of still working with traumatic brain injury clients as well as doing coaching. So kind of mixing both in their counseling and coaching. And I have 3 books. My latest is called Mindfully Happy, Waking Up to Life.
Amazing. And I love that title. And can you tell us about your other 2 books?
Sure. The first one was called Baby Steps, The Path from Motherhood to Career, for moms who are re-entering the workforce and making that decision if they want to go back to work and what that would look like. My second book is called Creating Balance and Finding Happiness. And that was really about the science behind happiness, what makes us happy, resilient, optimistic. And then my third book went into that more and added in mindfulness because they're both really important. To be happy and healthy, we want to reduce our stress, and mindfulness is one of the best ways to naturally reduce our stress and how to remain happy and optimistic in today's world with the current environment with so much going on.
Yep, exactly. And when you talk about mindfulness, can you explain to the audience a few ways that they can do that themselves?
Sure. So mindfulness is the ability to be awake and aware of what's going on around you, what's going on in your space, in the environment, what you see, hear, smell. It's also being aware of what's ruminating in your brain, what thoughts you're having, what you're feeling, but without judgment. And it also brings you into the present moment, which is really important because when we're stressed, anxious, angry, fearful, all those negative emotions, we're either in the past, thinking about what we should have done, what we could have done, all our regrets, or we're in the future having that anticipatory anxiety, worrying about what could happen. So when we can get back into the moment, we can be our calmest, we can reduce our stress, and we're also more productive and creative. So mindfulness really should be a part of everybody's routine. So there's a few different ways you can do it.
I agree.
So thinking about mindfulness, most people will think of like taking a yoga class or meditation, and those are great. Those are all intentional practices of being mindful. But if you don't like any of those, if you're not into yoga, or I always hear from clients, I can't meditate, even though I just want to say there is no right or wrong with meditation. So if you want to try a meditation, the best way to do it is guided meditations, where you put in some headphones and you can listen.
That's what I do.
Is it what you do, right? You can either listen to a meditation that's just music. There's meditative music. You can listen to one that someone is speaking to you and speaking you through it, or you can listen to nature sounds. So just listening to like a thunderstorm, the beach, waterfall, that can relax you as well. So if you want to try, and I'm with you, Nick, I do a lot of guided meditations. I love them. You could do that, or you could do deep breathing. And there's a variety of ways of doing deep breathing, but one of the most popular ones and easiest is what we call box breathing, where and the way I like to say it is, it's a box, which means there's 4 sides and everything is a count of 4. And all a meditative breath is where you take a deep inhale through your nose, you hold, and then you exhale through your mouth. So yes, very simple. Take that deep breath in through your nose, hold, exhale.
Mm-hmm.
But with box breathing, you do everything for a count of 4. So you inhale through your nose for a count of 4,
Mm-hmm.
you hold for a count of 4, you exhale for a count of 4, and then you just take a quick pause for a count of 4 and then repeat. And the good news is if you do this for a few minutes, you'll start reducing
Mm-hmm.
the physical symptoms of stress, what we hold on our body, and it starts calming us. And if you could just do that again,
Mm-hmm.
2-3 minutes, you'll feel a
It
difference.
does.
It makes such a huge difference. And if you're in a safe environment, you can close your eyes and that will add to the relaxation. So you have deep breathing, you have meditations, you have
Yeah.
yoga. One of the best ways scientifically to get mindfulness is just going for a walk. So you can take a walk, and if you can get outside and do it in nature, that helps. But let's say you don't want to walk, any type of exercise. So even chair yoga. So if you don't want to do regular yoga and you want to sit in your chair, you can do that. Pickleball seems to be the new craze, to lifting weights, but whatever you want to do, all exercise actually is really important because we call our body the pain body because, as we said, we hold those
Mm-hmm.
emotions on our body. And the only way through that is movement. So even
Yep.
stretching is a great form of
Mm-hmm.
mindfulness. And then another one that a lot of my clients love is
Yeah.
journal writing. And what I tell my clients to do is a
Mm-hmm.
routine that they write every morning, or you could do evening, but writing in the morning is a great way to release whatever you're holding on to and start your day fresh. But you just want to write out whatever you're thinking and feeling. It's called a free write. So you don't spell check it. There's no grammar check. There's no analyzing it. It's just writing out whatever you feel. And as you're writing it out, when you're done, you have a release. It releases whatever you are holding on to, which is important because we could have all those negative emotions ruminating in our brain. Or if you'd like to, when you're done,
Mm-hmm.
you can keep it as a journal or a diary where you look back and you see your patterns, see how far you've come, use it as an awareness tool. Or I have a client who works from home and she takes it and puts it through the paper shredder like she's releasing the negativity for the day. But however you want to do it, journal writing is
I like
really
that.
important. Yeah, you get to release it. Some people put it in the fireplace, the fire pit, but you can just, rip it up, just
Mm-hmm.
getting rid of the negativity. So those are a few ways to be mindful, but just there's
Mm-hmm.
so many ways and you got to pick and choose what works best for you. And you could do something different every day, but adding mindfulness
Yeah.
into your routine is so important because it naturally adds that de-stressing into your day and gives you little breaks where you're back in the moment.
Yeah, exactly, and it really does. I have my morning routine, and one of the things on that routine is to meditate. And like I said, I like to do guided meditation,
Mm-hmm.
and most of my guided meditations that I do have breath work tied into them. So it's really awesome that you talked about both because I do both every morning. And when it comes to box breathing, I do that throughout the day. When I'm feeling anxious or tired or anything, like I'll just stop and I do a round of 6. So I box breathe 6 times, and that's all I need, and I'm good to go again. So yeah, I'm with you. It is extremely important and extremely helpful.
Yeah, box breathing is great. It's what the military uses. So it's very effective and scientifically proven.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to add, because I've had clients say this to me and I felt this, sometimes we're sick, right? We have the flu, we have a bad cold, or we have allergies, and clients will say, I can't deep breathe. I can't breathe. Their nose is stuffed. So if you can't do
Yeah.
any deep breathing, you can do what we call a grounding exercise. And grounding is just another form of mindfulness. And again, whatever works for you, but here's just another alternative. So it's called the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. And it's very simple. It's just using all your senses, and you can use it in any order you want, but it's just looking around your environment and being like, what are 5 things I see? And just start looking around. What are 4 things you hear, 3 things you touch, 2 things you smell, and 1 thing you taste? And that will bring you right back into the moment. So if you're
Huh.
having a really hard time, with the deep breathing, or you're sick or you have allergies and it's not, a good practice for that day, you could do grounding instead, or you can do that every day. And if you don't want to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you can literally either do it sitting outside in nature and just noticing one thing. So maybe you're noticing the sun on your skin and how it feels, or you're hearing the birds and the bees around you and paying attention to that. It's just focusing in on a sound or what you see or what you smell, and you can pick one. And just sitting in nature is really effective too, because nature produces mindfulness naturally. So we have so many options. Even though I love that you meditate every day, I am with you. I meditate. I try to meditate once in the morning and once at night, but I usually fall asleep at night, I'll be honest. And if you fall asleep during meditation, no judgment needed. It just means that you needed sleep, and that's a positive. So we shouldn't judge that. And if you're having problems sleeping, it can help you fall asleep. So I'm with you, though. I do it as a daily practice.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because you mentioned falling asleep during meditating, because one of my coaches, he suggested that we do an hour-long meditation every day. And let me tell you, that is hard to just, and he said, not guided, just sit in silence and just be with your thoughts. And that was like very, very hard. And I remember on the third time that I did it, so on the third day, I ended up waking up going, well, I guess sleeping kind of counts as meditation, right?
It's a natural reaction to it for a lot of people. And again, for a lot of people, we're just not getting enough sleep, and it relaxes you enough to get some sleep. So if you're having trouble sleeping, you have insomnia, it's a great way to fall asleep. But if you notice you're falling asleep during meditation, then you want to try doing it sitting up so you don't fall asleep, because we're a little more uncomfortable, or try doing it in the morning. But nothing wrong with taking a nap. I mean, that's just giving your brain a break. So if you need a nap, you take a nap. Nothing wrong with it.
Exactly. All right. Well, how can people reach out to you? Because I know that there's going to be a lot of listeners that want to work with you.
So you can go to my website, which is just dianelang.org, or you can reach out to me at diane@dianelang.org. And my email is on my website as well. So come and visit me there. And if you sign up, you could be part of my free weekly newsletter, which just gives out different tips each week on living your best life.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you for all of your valuable insights today. It was extremely helpful. And I do have one more question for you. And that is, my slogan is, your abilities are infinite. What does that mean to you?
I love that. I just love that you even have that. So to me, it really means that we have so many possibilities, that no matter what challenge you're dealing with, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, you can still get through it. And there's always something to learn or experience. And I believe that, a lot of people have invisible illnesses. Like I work with a lot of clients with brain injury, and you wouldn't know that they had a brain injury. But it doesn't mean that they don't have limitations and challenges just because you can't see it. So always telling them that they're still able to do whatever they want to do if they put their mind to it and do the work behind it. And that's what comes to me when I think of infinite possibilities, that we should never close the door just because we have challenges or limitations.
Yeah, exactly. That was amazing. So thank you for sharing that. All right. This has been so great, Diane. Thank you again.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me here, the Nick Yerhart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors, so let's just get it out there by word of mouth and help more people. Alright, everyone, remember, your abilities are infinite.